All right, everybody, welcome to another edition of SWAC Smoke. Of course, this is your Thursday show that you need to be checking out at all times. Of course, I'm Well. You got DJ in the house. What's happening, DJ?
Not a lot, man. Not a lot. Glad this week almost over. Get to the weekend.
Oh yeah, that's hey, Thursday is like the beginning of Friday, so that's always good. Um,
Yeah.
got a few things I think we probably gonna want to touch bases on, but we'll see what happens as we make it through the show. So, you got anything you want to start off with?
Probably maybe the APR report that everybody's so hot about right now.
Well, hey, let's start with that. Um, the APR report came out. Was it yesterday? Or
I think a
the day
day
before?
before, day before.
And they actually had not been too strict on APR the last couple years because of COVID, but now it's back. And I had a chance to see the football scores. I didn't get to see a lot of the other ones. I did have a spreadsheet, but I never got a chance to look at it. But there was some interesting names and scores on that list.
Yeah, and I mean that's very important. I mean, we can talk about recruits and getting people in and coaches and all that all you want, but if you're not taking care of the academic side, that could really hurt your program long term. So, I mean, that's the side of the house that I'm working in, and I really understand how important that is. Not only just graduating your players, but also keeping your scholarships and being able to play for titles and stuff like that. All that stuff hurts your school. So, I mean, fans need to be making sure we fussing about coaches and stuff. Make sure that they handling their business in the classroom too.
Oh yeah, most definitely. And I can probably say the majority of our schools have had some kind of APR issues over the past years. Some of us got hit pretty hard with APR sanctions. Southern got hit pretty hard. Hell, fam, you was on APR sanctions for football, and I think a couple other sports in 2019. So they are well aware of what's at stake. So um, you want to go over some of the numbers? Did you have them in front of you?
Now I was trying to go back and pull them back up, but I know FAMU was at like a 901, and I know that's pretty pretty low. I don't know what the heck going on with this app.
Um, oh, go ahead.
Now go ahead.
I was gonna say, and I'm not trying to pile on FAMU because it is what it is, but that score was actually the lowest in all of Division One football. I think Grambling was first with 961. Southern was second at 960. I think Bama State and Bethune Cookman, or one of the Alabama schools, Bethune Cookman, each had like 907 or something like that. So it most people was at above that 930 threshold.
Yeah, most people were, and which is a good thing. But that's just an area that you cannot slack. You got to make sure your compliance person is good. So that's on the AD. Make sure you're compliance and you have good academic coordinators to help those players and make sure that they're getting in classes they need. Make sure they got tutors when they need it. Just make sure they on track because from personal experience working with some of these cats, man, these kids coming in now. I mean, you always had students that really didn't take classroom serious, but it's even worse now. Some of these cats, like I said, you got a zero a week out from finals. Like, how do you have a zero? Like, you ain't got
Yeah, I mean,
nothing. And the
you
coaches
could
are
get some.
unaware. Like, that don't make sense. How you just so who is looking after this part? You know, somebody dropped the ball. So I mean, like you got stuff like that going on. So that hurts APR. You got guys that's just not completing the percentage of classes they need to complete, et cetera, et cetera. We ain't gonna make an APR show, but it's just important, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things that, unfortunately, for schools like us, that don't have the huge support staff. it's tough. So you got to be able to make it happen because, they're not gonna cut you no slack because you don't have the same amount of
Yeah.
people as other schools do. So you got to find a way to make it happen. And if other people in the conference can do it, we all can find a way to do it. So it's not like, everybody's underneath, everybody's doing bad. So you got to find ways to model what other people are doing, and make it work.
And I the biggest thing, and it's kind of selfish, but yeah, transferring does affect it. But in order to be eligible, they have to have X amount, which means if they meet the eligibility requirement, then whatever they have is acceptable. A lot of it be just not passing courses. You got to have 24 hours in a calendar year
Yeah.
completed to be eligible, but you have to have 9 in the fall, 9 in the spring at least, and only 6 of your summer hours can count. So a lot of times what I've seen is guys, enrolled in 12, they drop one and fail another. So now you ain't got but 6 hours. You see what I'm saying? So
You behind the 8 ball.
yeah, you behind already, and they don't take it serious, man. But you have to have a program and a coach who, it to me, I understand coaches is about winning. That's how they get paid. But it's almost like, man, we need to go back to the days where if you ain't telling your business in the classroom, you just don't play. I don't care how good you are, you just don't play. That's the only way you're gonna get a
Yeah.
message through.
Yeah. I mean, and I don't want to get too deep into it, but
Right.
that has to start way young. What's up, Big Thrillo? Um, brief story. I used to coach 8 and 9 year old basketball when I was like in college,
Yeah.
and they had a kid who was like one of our best kids. I mean, he was one of the kids who was more advanced than a lot of kids at his age, but he was making mad F's in school, and his mama was like, "I'm gonna give you a choice. You either," and I didn't agree with the way she handled it, but she was like, "You either, buckle down and do your work, or you get a whipping in place." And which one you think he chose? Which one you think he chose? He took
Yeah.
the whipping and kept playing. I'm like, that's not the message we trying to
Nah.
send here. So, it's like it starts at the beginning, man. It starts really early.
What's going on, Timothy? But
Oh, what's
yeah,
up, Tim?
they got to do something though, man. To especially at those schools that are having issues, they have to figure out what those issues are. But I was getting to the point of I just don't like it, especially right now because we are getting so much attention, and they looking for anything to say. We told y'all don't go to them HBCUs. You see what I'm saying? All them other schools that we're recruiting against is going to use that. Oh, they're going to lose scholarships, or they're not going to be able to compete for a title. Come here.
Oh yeah, that's negative recruiting 101 right there.
Yeah.
See, we tried to tell y'all they don't have the resources that we have. They're not gonna take care of you. They're gonna let you go to school and fail, and then you're gonna be on a team that's, ineligible. You're gonna lose practice hours. You're not gonna get developed. They're gonna throw all that. And like you said, this is not the time for that kind of stuff. I mean, obviously, you can't control when that comes out, but
Right.
this is not the time to be slacking because, we trying to make that rise. And when you make that rise, you draw more attention. And now you're gonna be recruiting against people who don't care about, your well being. So you need to handle all your business and keep all your ducks in a row.
Well, I know, switching gears, I know y'all got that guy from Bowie State. You excited about that defensive player of the year in the CIAA?
Yeah, man, we didn't got 2 Bowie State guys in the last week. I think they had a couple more guys who were supposed to be on official visits recently. So I don't know, I think those guys are really, great players. They got experience, which is something that I do like. They know how to win. They know how to
Yeah.
play in a successful program, and they're gonna come in and be about business. They got something to prove themselves because they're coming from D2, so they don't have the hype and respect that they probably should deserve. So they're gonna come in with that chip on their shoulder because they want to prove themselves to everybody. And those guys, they got the ability. So I think that Dooley doing a really good job of turning that defense over on all three levels. So I'm happy, and you can't look down on a guy where he come from because in 2018, Southern's best wide receiver was a transfer from Miles. So it's just you can't look at where a guy come from. You got to look at his talent.
Oh, that's a fact. I mean, people get looked over, and people are like late bloomers, and you got all kind of situations why people are at certain schools. So definitely, it ain't about where you from, is where you at. So whatever he do at Southern, it don't matter what he did at Bowie State no more. It's what he got to do when he get to Southern, and that's what's gonna make the difference.
Oh yeah, the lights are gonna be brighter now, but
Yeah.
I'll take a guy that comes from a winning program.
Yeah.
Because he knows what it takes. And Bowie State, the last few years, their defense was like one of the best in the nation. So, those guys, they serious about their business. So, I think it's a good addition. Actually, both of them, man, two good secondary moves.
Who was that quarterback y'all had lead? Went to Central State, Boney or something like that?
Was it Kendall Boney?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
He didn't get much. I don't think he even got any playing time yet.
And Andrew Body's in D2 though. That at TSU. Well, TSU, y'all been talking so much noise, boy.
Hey, we got a number one on our defensive line that my boy Jack Nance gonna have to deal with. So I'm sure Andrew didn't get a chance to play against PV last year, so he'll get to meet Mr. Dumas firsthand. But we gonna see what happens, man. I'm liking this back and forth. Y'all not shy at all.
Hey, I did want to ask you about, and this is kind of irrelevant, but how many Landrys came through Southern? Because I was just watching Ezra Landry the other day, little short punt returner that played in CFL. But that guy was good, man. And then you had the other Landry, number 80.
Gerard Landry.
Yeah. And are they related to, I know Gerard is related to Jarvis, right? They brothers, right?
Yeah, brothers.
Is the other Landry, then y'all had one on defense. That was another Landry.
Yeah, what's his name?
Back in the day. I don't know if his name was Michael Landry. But I mean, how many of them dudes came through that area, man?
Well, down here Landry is a real common name, so you're gonna get a few of them, especially if you recruit South Louisiana. You're gonna get some Landrys from out of like Opelousas, Lafayette, and then from like the St. James area, like Lutcher and all that, like where Gerard and Jarvis and all them from that area. So you're gonna get that name quite a lot because it's a pretty common name down here.
Okay. Yeah, I ain't know nothing about him. I just was watching them old games. I'm like, man, this dude is good, man. He little as all get out, but this dude is good.
Yeah, he was like Willie Quinn before Willie Quinn,
Yeah.
He just didn't. He wasn't an offensive threat like Willie Quinn was, but he could make plays in the return game for sure.
Yeah, and I got introduced to what's his name, Terrence Levy. Rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace, man. T. Levy.
Yeah, man, he was pretty good too. But anyway, speaking of Thrillo and all them boys, talking about Andrew Bodies and all that. Let's get on that SWAC and the Food list he came out with.
Yeah, I thought that was a really well put together list, man. My boys, they doing work, man. They not just podcasters and YouTubers now, man. They doing demographics.
Demographic surveys.
Them boys, they A1, man. I love it, man. And they put it out there with confidence. I like it, man. I didn't get a chance to really look at it really good because I was at work, but I know because I scrolled through Twitter a little bit. I know it kind of ruffled a few fellas though.
Yeah, it did, man. And just speaking of TSU, I feel like their fans are coming alive right now. Now I don't know how Valley made in the top 6 of most passionate fans. I mean, maybe you can speak to that, but I don't know how they made it in there. I definitely put Bama State over Valley.
Well, I know Valley got one dude, man, that's on every group and message board that goes extra hard. So I guess they accounting for how hard he goes. But like Valley, Valley doesn't travel, really. So you don't get a chance to interact with them unless you go up there. So I don't really have that much experience with Valley, with Valley fans. So I can't really question that one too much. But I know Bama State got some real passionate people, and they got a tough home environment. And I'm surprised even in the COVID year, man, they was tough in
Yeah,
Montgomery, fans.
yeah,
So I think Bama State might want to ask for a recount right there.
yeah. I think Bama State definitely deserved to be in top 6. But I mean, you know who made number 1? The least passionate, Arkansas Pine Bluff. So it's kind of like that. Now this, I don't even know them SWAC and the Food guys personally, so I ain't had no influence on that. So I mean, everything I've been telling you, it's got to be legit.
Oh yeah, like I said, man, I it didn't take me long to understand what you were saying, and hearing it from multiple places, and those guys, they get around, so
Yeah,
they've all been to most schools, so they know what they see. So I guess like they say, seeing is believing. I guess.
TSU. Yeah, most go get a degree. Care less about it, but yeah, I think TSU fans are coming back. Andrew Body is bringing them back. Coach McKinney, I think they I've been seeing a lot more of them talking a little bit, but I mean I agree with you. Do you agree with the top 6 most passionate? FAMU, JSU, Southern, Grambling, Alcorn, or what you already discussed, Valley. But you think is number 1 most passionate fan
Um,
base
I guess it depends on how you look at it.
on football?
Um, Football right now is JSU all the way because I mean they got the best attendance. They travel fairly well. And they boisterous and they're gonna talk trash regardless of what's going on. Fam is still new. I think they still gotta earn some stripes, but they can be hostile at home. I don't know how many of y'all been to Bragg before, but it's not pretty, man. It ain't pretty in Bragg if you're a visiting fan. So they got a nice little base. Southern is right there. I think the top 3, man, you can put them in whatever order you want because they all kind of similar, and they all they all gonna get after you, when you come to their stadium. So I think the top 3 for sure are interchangeable.
Ease
I
up.
would switch Grambling and Alcorn though.
You say Alcorn more passionate than Gremlin?
That's just my
Yeah,
personal.
yeah, yeah. All right. Why you say ease up on Pine Bluff? Hey, it is what it is. We just speaking facts. I ain't bashing them. It's just the. I'm talking about the list. This, like the preacher say, look at the text. It's the text say this. This ain't me saying it. This just a list.
It's just speaking through you right now. That's all.
Yeah, that's all. I mean, I want it to be better, you know, but I don't know what else to do. I guess winning the only thing left to try to, because the COVID year, we did have a lot more people repping. You know what I mean? But after that, after they lost a couple games this past season, it went back down.
Yeah, like we always say, man, when you trying to, climb that hill, it's tough because, people, especially nowadays, people are an immediate, they want it quick. So if you win, they need you to win next week. They not coming back. Southern got people like that. If they come to a game, they ain't been to a game, and Southern lose that week, they not coming the next week. So it's like you got to win. I mean, like winning solves a lot of issues, but it's not easy to win. So it's a battle either way you go.
Yeah. Did you see Robert Mathis back on campus at A&M?
Yeah, man, that was a good look, man. I'm glad he
Yeah.
came through because that guy's a legend. He's a SWAC legend,
Oh
a
yeah.
Alabama legend. Yeah, he was a monster at A&M, man. So I'm glad that's the kind of thing that we need. We need these guys, when they can, to come back and not just come back, but come back and show some love and help out, and get in there with them guys. So I thought that was a great look. Yeah, I can't disagree with that. I mean, Houston's a huge city, so it's always, you can always find something to take the place of going to a game. Most of us don't have that problem, so that's an issue that I know they're gonna fight for a while.
Yeah, probably the youth for sure. I think I'm just different. I guess people like us who live and breathe this is different. That's more of a priority for me to go to the game versus to go out to a club or go to this or go to that. I'd rather be at the game. But I understand the majority of people, you know, they don't think like me.
Well, I mean, the way I used to look at it when I was that age, the club well down here the clubs close at 2. The game in at like 10:30, so I
Yeah.
I can go to the game and still have a full night out. It didn't bother me. So, but I know some people they need more time to get ready. So I was a quick change artist. So I can keep going. So let me did you hear about that interview that Isaiah Land had with the Tallahassee Democrat?
Nah, I haven't heard about it.
All right. Well, he basically spoke on his choice to enter the portal and why he decided to stay at FAMU. Basically, he said that he chose to go into the portal because he was a little bit sour about what happened with Marquise Bell. Not this guy was like a surefire. In a lot of people's opinion, a surefire draft pick. I was one of the main ones saying he was a day 2 guy at least, and he didn't get picked, and that made him feel a certain way. So he put his name in the portal, and then he talked to Coach Simmons and his mama. They both was like, why you want to go somewhere else when you can finish what you start, and whatever you do here, you're gonna make history. So he decided to stay, and they asked him about remember that tweet that Coach Brown sent out when he went in the portal?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember that.
They asked him about it, and he basically said that in so many words that Coach Prime need to mind his own business and don't speak on things that he don't know about because he felt like he shouldn't have, he felt like he shouldn't have said anything. So he actually based, I don't have it in front of me to say word for word what he said, but he basically was like, he didn't appreciate that tweet. So I thought that was pretty interesting.
I think they'll smooth it over at the game when they play.
Oh
But
yeah, I mean, like that was a time where he was going through some indecisive moments, and I guess he just Coach. I know Coach probably didn't mean no harm by what he
nah, he
said, but
didn't.
but
Nah.
people, I had an argument with my dad about that tweet. I didn't see nothing wrong with it. He did. He was like, oh, he should not. I'm like, but he got an opinion in it. He gonna voice it. I mean, let's be
Yeah.
real. But I think like you said, it'll be smooth over. Ain't nothing major. But it was just something that I thought was interesting to actually hear
Yeah.
him speak.
Yeah, I agree. That'll be interesting to keep an eye on. We'll see what kind of kid Land is, because you might have the whole Baker Mayfield, Hugh Jackson situation.
Yeah, he did. I remember that. So I mean, maybe like I said, you can always say interview or whatever the writer can embellish. Maybe he didn't say it in the way that it came off. But I mean, I didn't think it was a big issue personally. So you know, it's just one of those things. I thought just the fact that they even decided to touch bases on it. Maybe the writer trying to stir up some stuff, but ain't no real need for nothing like that. But it's just one of those things. I mean, it's nothing major. It's
Yeah,
a whole lot of major things going on in that.
facts. You got anything
So
else?
I'm trying to think what. Not yet. Let's see what happens, man. Let's go through a couple things.
Do you feel like he's been posting Prime been posting his daughter a lot. You feel like it's a lot of pressure on her to be good in the SWAC because her brothers are doing pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, when you carry that name, pressure come with it. So, people are gonna automatically expect, certain things from you and plan for a program like Jackson State women's basketball team. There's even more eyes. So yeah, I think she's gonna be. I think maybe not internally, but I think from outside people, especially non-JSU people, I think it's gonna be a lot of people want to see what she do because I mean, let's just be honest, man. Some people not gonna want to see us succeed because some people just like that. But I think it's gonna be, pressure. I mean, you carry that last name, you carry pressure anyway, so it's definitely gonna be there.
And then basketball, you're able to be exposed a little bit more. It ain't but 5 people, or 10 people on the court. You ain't got no helmets on. It's more intense, closer to the game, and it's a lot of one-on-one going on. So you can be exposed.
Yeah, in basketball, you have a bad game. People that don't even know basketball can tell when you're having a bad game. In football, you have a bad game. Sometimes it make it look like that when you look at the film, but when you watch the game, you're like, I thought he was doing all right. Then they go break it down, and it's like, oh, he missed this, he missed that. So
Yeah.
yeah, you kind of hit a little bit, but in basketball, there's no hiding, man. You make any mistakes, it's gonna show.
Yeah, I think that's gonna make a little bit. I think he has a platform to be able to kind of you know hype her up a little bit more, and I think it's gonna help attendance wherever she goes. Because I mean, people want to see Jackson State girls anyway, but I think it's gonna up attendance to see her play, which is gonna help schools all over the SWAC too. I mean, you might not want to hear it like that because somebody come to see another person play from the opposing team, but hey, you got to get your money how you can get it.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm a big I mean, like, I'm a big come for your team person, but I'm also big on going and see players that I want to see. So, of course, I think it's cool to be able to say, I want to go see this team. Like, I was highly upset that JSU didn't play at Southern this year. I was looking forward to that game. Even though I figured they would win, but just to see that team in person, I felt pretty mad when we didn't get to see that. 'Cause we only played them once this year. So yeah, I can understand, man. Those kind of games can really draw a crowd and help your attendance. So yeah, I hope they can boost up some more and get the attention, man. Because whatever attention we get, I think is well deserved.
I hope she come through Montgomery because they got that you remember that guard that had a good ending to her season last season at Bama State women's basketball. I want to see how
Yeah,
she fare against them.
yeah, she was a scoring machine at the end of the season. So
Yeah.
and the women's team was pretty solid toward the end of the season too.
Oh
So
yeah.
that's one of the matchups that's always gonna be tough. JSU, Alabama State, they gonna get it in pretty much every year in women's basketball.
Yeah. It's basically I guess we improving in most sports. I think around the SWAC, I think it's more excitement surrounding more sports other than just football right now, and more basketball other than just TSU. So hopefully we continue to rise, in other sports.
Yeah, I always say, man, if you can invest in basketball and baseball, those are sports that you can have more success than in foot. I mean, football you can always win, and you win your celebration bowl or whatever. You great, but in basketball you got a couple more opportunities to pick up some W's if you can string together some non-conference games. So I think being able to put that money in that and still be focused on football as well. I think that's a complete athletic department. You know, I think you end up like a Prairie View who won the Commissioner's Cup. They got a tremendous athletic department. So I think that should be the goal for every school, is to have a great department as a whole.
Man, what's wrong with these TSU people, man?
Well, they ain't gonna let nobody slide, man. Oh, we know y'all working, man. We know y'all. We know ain't nobody overlooking TSU basketball. y'all know y'all top dog regardless. So y'all can ease up a little. But we gonna see, man. TSU always tough.
Yeah.
At the beginning of the season when they started off slow, I was telling everybody, don't count them out, man. When March come around, the team is gonna be in the thick of it. So, TSU basketball, they right now they top in the SWAC.
What y'all women's basketball team gonna do? Let's talk about that. See, we've been talking about women's basketball, so don't try to put it on the men. See if y'all can talk that same trash.
Let's see what happened now. I mean, they had a pretty exciting team. So let's see, with the new coach and everything, what kind of adjustments is made and what y'all look like. So,
is anybody in here close to the baseball coaches at your school? We got a kid. He's my dad's friend's son. So I remember when Gabe was little, but he played for the Razorbacks right now. SEC Power 5 pitcher. He's not. He's throwing 90 something miles per hour, but they're not putting him in the rotation. Which I probably wouldn't have went up there to Arkansas anyway. I know how the state of Arkansas is. We just now playing black quarterbacks just now after all these years. So a pitcher in a sport like that, it's hard to do. So he been up there 2 years, and when he get in, he do pretty decent. But Bama State and Southern was on him tough. He almost went to one of these schools in the SWAC out of high school, and then Arkansas got on to him late. But I want to. I'm assuming that just looking at how things are going, that his dad's probably going to kind of push him in the portal after this baseball season is complete, because there's no point in sitting there wasting his, eligibility. But I really would like to see him in the SWAC. I know somebody gonna throw his arm off. He come to the SWAC. He'll pitch all he want.
Yeah, he definitely gonna get plenty of action.
He like 6'2" or 6'3", 225 pounds, man. Big kid.
Specimen, man. Baton Rouge not that far away. We got great baseball program. We got some good pitchers. Definitely can use them in the rotation. So maybe I can start Coach Crenshaw a line, man. Once things start to
once the season is over with, I'm gonna find out exactly what their plans are. But if I can get somebody to show some interest in him, I'd love to see him in the SWAC. I'm sure somebody will take him.
Like I said, just let me know, man. I think I could point to a couple of people and see what happens.
Okay. What sport is this? Basketball or what?
I think it's on football.
When is that?
No, I think he's saying that's something that should be done. And I think I had talked about that a while ago. Taking that week 1 or week 0 and doing the matchups like that. Doing like a MEAC SWAC challenge type of thing, like in basketball. You know how they do like the SEC. Oh,
yeah, he's talking about basketball. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Basketball for sure. We don't have enough. We don't have enough. We don't play enough MEAC teams in basketball. Period. Really, the only time we even face each other is in a tournament, if we meet up somewhere in a tournament. So I think that's a good look, man. Give you some games that you can win in non-conference. And build that rivalry in basketball, because there's really no connection between SWAC and MEAC in basketball at all.
You can't say it's the traveling, because they go everywhere else, but I think they spend their non-conference time getting checks.
Yeah, I would really love to see that get cut down, man. going coast to coast and getting bashed. Yeah, I think I did see that. So if that's something that they can continue, I think that would be great. Maybe expand it to 8 and kind of get it going once it kind of get going. I think that's something that we need.
Chris Paul, yeah.
Oh, well, then that's a good look because you know how he is. He is by HBCU, so I think that event is in great hands.
Now, what he need to get is your homeboy Stephen A. They need some ESPN coverage.
Oh yeah, early season too. You can always get games on TV early season. So I think that would be a really good look, like they did last year with NBA TV. They showed a couple games. The avenue for basketball is there, man. We just got to tap into it, just like we're doing with football.
Honestly, man, what I would try to do, well, what should be done, they need to just purposely put FAMU in a tournament since they do wear LeBron stuff and have LeBron at the game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like let him market that he, this and that gonna be going on. Use everything you can use.
Like I said, man, I've gotten to the point where I'm like, whatever it takes that's, positive, go for it, man. It can't hurt. You're trying to sell a brand, you're trying to build a brand. You can't do things the way, as much as, a lot of us are traditionalists, but as much as, you want to keep things the way they are, you got to try to expand some way. But I think the key is always not lose what you had, to advance forward. So you don't want to forget your history and tradition, but you want to try to build on it. And like you said, if you got a guy like LeBron who already is sponsoring the team and they got shoes made, custom LeBron shoes and all of that stuff, yeah, man, him showing up at one game is a good look.
Man, that game, you talking about selling out an arena. You have folks mad outside in the parking lot.
I might drive as long as it ain't too far. Because, I'm a King James dude, so I go, man, for sure.
Man, Mr. Lawrence Reeves, do you sit on any boards? Can you go get a job in the SWAC office or what? You gotta do something.
I know, man. This guy, I wouldn't be surprised if he was like secretly secretly Charles McClellan. You know what I'm saying? Like a Charles McClellan burner account. Because he got a level. Everybody got ideas, but he got a level of like extra dedication and thoroughness to what he put out, man. He don't just, you can tell it's well thought out. So I gotta think this is SWAC office person, man. Let's get to the bottom of
it. Go full investigation.
Yes. It's investigation season. Let's get it.
He said, "No, I like being independent." Hey, just be a consultant then. Let the conferences use you as a consultant and let them pay you for generate revenue for them. That's a job.
Because, man, I ain't even saying this because you comment a lot here, but I've seen him comment a lot of places, and that I haven't seen one thing that he wrote that I was like, that don't make no sense. So you're a guy, man, that really know your stuff, and you really got some ideas, man. So you need to let these people know, because some of this stuff could really expand with what they're trying to do.
Look at Thrillo talking about, well, we all know who would dominate that. TSU not gonna win everything, man. I think Norfolk State would have gave them a run for their money this past year, man.
I mean, and let's be honest. Early season Texas Southern is not the same as late season Texas Southern. So I don't think y'all would dominate early season. Now, if this was like a right before the tournament, yeah, y'all would probably win that going away. But it take y'all a while to get rolling. So you might win it, but I don't think you're dominated. So I don't know. Last week, I think one of the things that a lot of people were talking about was ticket prices for games.
Oh yeah, I
You know, a
saw
lot of
that.
people feel like some people feel like the prices should be raised. Some people think that they okay where they at. Depending, how do you feel about any school as far as ticket prices go? You think people should start raising ticket prices?
Nope. Uh, Not necessarily. You want to run a SWAC fan base off, raise some tickets because a lot of schools already don't have people coming anyway. My suggestion would be to not necessarily lower it, but do some good specials. I mean, you got to figure out a way to get people in the game first. To me, I don't feel like we have enough dedicated people that's gonna come no matter what. I don't think we there yet.
So what if you bump up your single game tickets like $5 or whatever, but you discount the season tickets to offset that to kind of influence people to buy season tickets. What you think about that?
I would be on board with that. I'd be very on board with that.
Because see I think that to me, I think you need to be pushing as many people to buying season tickets as you possibly can, because that's where that's your long term revenue. You got a person coming every game. They pay, they got parking. There's more things that you can get from somebody that come every game because if they come for one game, they might park on campus and walk on campus. So it's like that's a one time in and out thing. So I think you need to try to push for more season tickets if you can.
If
Oh yeah, gas ain't no joke this year. I'm really trying to see how this season gonna go travel wise because gas ain't no joke right now.
and to add to the season ticket thing, if you sell season tickets, it don't matter if they go or not. You know,
Yeah,
say you miss a game, you already paid for it. So we getting your
yeah,
regular. It's like the gym membership. They got people that don't never go, but they still pay every month.
yeah. So if you got I don't know 10,000 season tickets and the majority of them show up, you still got that money, so it don't hurt you at all. Now it hurt you in terms of the extra game day stuff, but you still
Yeah,
got that money.
concession.
But people who ain't coming and don't buy tickets,
You still
that's never.
losing. That's my point. Like I'd rather sell a ticket for a little cheaper and get somebody in there versus not selling at all. They're not coming anyway. And I think that, now that there you go. That's another gem. But I think you may look at it like some of y'all might look at it from your school's fan base. The way I think is, what I'm used to at Pine Bluff. People not going to the game anyway because they feel like the ticket's too high to watch a team not win. They don't want to pay $25 to see them right now. So you talking about $30 or $40, they not going at all. They already not going, but they really not going. So that's the worst mistake you can make. You better off doing a buy one get one free, and at least get some concession and some other things out of them. Because if you don't, you're not going to get anything at all.
Yeah, and here's another good comment. You know, everybody ain't gonna be able to take them bus rides. You're gonna
That's
see,
gonna suck.
and that's gonna impact attendance. When people find out, the boom ain't going so well, the jukebox or Ocean of Soul or whoever ain't showing up, they not gonna come. So, I mean, I think the gas prices are really gonna affect travel. I think you're gonna have to, you know, mm, you might end up paring down your travel list. Cause right now my list is not that long, so I think I could, with the gas, I think I still could be okay because I'm not taking too many long trips. But you never know, man. Taking a ride somewhere, for a game that's not a Southern game might not be in my books this year because I don't want to spend all that money on gas.
Well, one thing just kind of popped in my head, like, and I know this is just kind of like a maybe an outlandish thought, but alumni bases, we got to come together. Not just alumni bases, but just alumni dedicated fans. I think, if everybody gave $5 to that traveling band or whatever, little things count to help out like that. I know we preach about that all the time, but this is a time to step up and help to create that experience that we all love at HBCU games. So I think we can all make something happen. Still, now, whether that would or wouldn't, that's something else. But I don't know. Some got to give. Yeah, bring back carpooling.
Yep. Everybody piling cars, man. Hey, do whatever it takes to get there. Hey, like they say, certain times call for certain measures. So, you're gonna have to try to find ways. Like I always say, man, you gotta kind of be outside the box in a lot of ways. Now you're gonna have to try to smoke and mirrors your way through a lot of things because the expenses are going up, and the money coming in ain't really evening it all out. You know, I know my only concern is if things continue to get worse in terms of the economy and stuff. I'm figuring you're gonna see even more money games, which is something I don't really want because they just married to that idea of using those games to get the athletic department on track. So I don't like them games at all.
Yeah, I mean, think about Southern. Say, how many people y'all average on a good game? 25,000, 19,
Um,
25?
like 1920.
Yeah. So if everybody gave $1, you couldn't get the juke to, Alabama State if everybody gave $1.
Hey,
I
what it?
mean, that's just a thought. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't make it off $20,000 for gas. You don't need to go nowhere anyway. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
if you can't make it out there, how are you traveling? So
Yeah. So
like y'all.
I mean, an extra $500 will help them because they already got something in the budget for it. You know what I'm saying? So if 500 people gave $1, I mean, we can make stuff happen as a people. I understand we have our own struggles too, but come on, man, we can give $1 up. If you can't, I understand, but we piss away $1.
Easily.
Yeah, so you know,
We might have to start passing that plate at the game. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Or I don't know if y'all used to do it, but they used to do the split the pot raffle. They need to bring that back, man, because they used to make mad money on that split the pot, man. You
Yeah.
looking at somebody raising almost $4,000-5,000 at the game, just walking around selling raffle tickets. So maybe we need to try that again, man. Anything.
The raffle off a gas card.
Yeah. Oh, you talking about probably get people in it? You raffle
Yeah.
off a gas card. I might buy 3 tickets, man.
yeah. We want money that folds, not jingle. We call it pass the hat.
Yeah, see, everybody know what time it is, man. You walk
Yeah.
around, with the 50 raffle, whatever you want to call it, man. You know, half you get, half we get. So you typically come out pretty good on that, man. We might need to start going back to that.
Yeah, they desperate times, desperate measures.
Man, you got to raise funds, man. So like I said, I think we just gonna have to continue to scratch scratch everywhere, look under every rock and try to figure out where we stand on certain things. Cause and we got the want to, but right now the actual world is kind of working against everybody right now.
That's a hey, you right. And also what I brought up last week, put their music on streaming platforms. You know what I'm saying? Social media, streaming platforms, appearances. They might have to hustle a little bit more. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, like I said, I think the bands have the greatest opportunity to make money, man, because you can always pull up, any music that somebody play on YouTube or like you say streaming, they can show up at places. So, the opportunity for bands to make the money is there. And, everybody gonna come out for the bands, regardless of who you are. Most people know the bands, so you gotta get in right there.
Yeah, I like being able to play the music on a streaming platform without having to go to YouTube. You know what I mean? So I think that's big if more of them had their music on there. Because sometimes I might want to use my phone, but also listen to the music. Or I'm playing a video game. I got the volume turned down. I got the bands playing as if I'm in a stadium. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
it's very. Oh, they can't do that because of copyright. That's original music, but they can get YouTube money.
yeah, I forgot about the copyright. A lot of people strict with that. They will take your stuff down if you don't
Yeah, give them
comply.
that
So,
credit. Yeah.
you know, I think it's ways still to make things happen. You might have to work a little harder, but I think it's still ways to make some things happen.
Do you think our schools should open up like ways to filter others' ideas or outsiders' ideas besides just keeping everything in house? Do you feel like they should welcome people like us every once in a while to come to like a town hall meeting and share ideas or
Yes, 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 yes. And in all avenues, man. I think now schools need to be more open to everybody as far as input and content. Even like I said, I feel like every school needs somebody out here that do what we do, that speaks for them. Maybe not officially, but everybody needs something like that to promote the school and put some things out there. So yeah, I think you know whatever it is, like you say, suggestions or anything. I think everybody needs to be more open to that now, because you can't keep doing things the way that you did. The one person who ran every department, man, that can't work no more. So you need to expand, and there's a lot of people with great ideas out here, and a lot of people can help you. And when you're looking at expanding through social media and everything, I think you really need to take advantage of that.
yeah, I don't know how that worked. That's not really my area of expertise. I don't know how that really works, but they've been playing other people's music for a long time now. Can they sell it as something? That's probably where it kind of get tricky. Can they sell it? Because you can cover a song all day long.
Oh, but yeah, that's way above my pay grade, so I'm not even gonna pretend.
Yeah, but yeah, I feel like they do need to listen. It's like if you selling a product, right? You have your own ideas and thoughts, but you're selling to a target consumer, target audience, or whatever. So you want to know what they desire, so you can, So what are we looking for as fans? You looking for revenue. So what can you give me to make me give you what I have? You got to know what I want.
I mean, you can't keep trying to do things certain ways. You have to continue to grow, and in order to grow, you have to take advice and understanding from the people who are actually spending on your product. So you got to have focus groups and things like that. You got to get the input from everybody, because you can't keep doing things the way that you normally do.
Okay. I never knew that was happening, but I mean, I can see that. Most artists, though, they are kind of like, um, what's the word I'm looking for? They are maybe humbled or just kind of flattered by bands playing their music. But I'm sure you probably do have somebody that get upset about it.
Yeah, I think everybody finds certain ways around certain things. So I think it's just one of them. Some people maybe know they little workarounds.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. I hope. But y'all kind of scaring me with this whole band thing, man. You just can't take that element out of it, man.
Oh no, the band is is where it's at. That like I said, that's a big calling card for a lot of people. So I think you need to try to find a way to keep that going and to generate what you can off of it.
Oh yeah, that's part of the energy. That I mean, everybody feed off that. The players, the fans, everybody feed off that energy in them stadiums, man. That's what make everything so different. Hey, it's a lot of songs I like better than the original. The bands play.
Oh yeah,
People think
it's
I'm
song,
crazy when I say that, but
man. It's songs that I can't stand that I hear a band play and I love it.
what's DCI?
Yeah, I mean you basically are playing songs of people who appear at your place all the time. So like I said, it's got to be workarounds to that, because it's you, I guess you can't strike everybody. It's like at the while the referee can't keep calling fouls on everybody. So they just stop. So maybe they just don't maybe they just don't worry about it after a while. As long as maybe as long as you're not really hitting their pockets, they don't really care too much.
Yeah. Oh.
I think we got to wrap it up in a few because I got pretty strict orders tonight about not being too late for dinner. But game 6 tonight, man. Who y'all got?
Man, going by DCI.
Oh yeah, like the yeah, though I know those bands. They drum corps, yeah.
And then I think next week, man, we got to come with some type of something. We said we was gonna give Thrillo now some type of portion of the show related to bands. Maybe
Yeah,
top 5 in certain categories, or whatever we come up with. But we got to give them something, a little
yeah,
segment.
let's do that next week, y'all. Next week we're gonna give y'all some love with the bands. You know what I mean? It's all season, so it ain't really a lot going on. So let's get some band talk going. Your favorite bands, your favorite songs. You know, whatever.
Favorite dancers.
What drills you like to see on the field. The whole
Yeah.
nine, man.
I think the Celtics gonna win. Going by just how we know the NBA is, and they're gonna try to push that game 7. I think that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I think I because I'm a big proponent of the NBA being um arranged before the game. I don't want to call it rigged, but prearranged before the game. I think Boston gonna win this game by double digits, bro. I don't think it's gonna be pretty.
We'll
But if it
find
was a
out.
real series, I think Golden State would close out tonight. But the way the NBA going, I think Boston gonna win it.
Then who you taking game 7?
Golden State in Game 7. That probably would be the close game because you need the drama in Game 7.
All-Star band.
I need to get back to some Battle of the Bands, man. I ain't been to any Battle of the
Yeah,
Band in a minute.
they cranking up the battles already.
Yeah, I've been seeing that. I think Curry gonna go. I think Curry gonna go ham tonight, but I don't know if it's gonna be enough for them to win. I like the motion of the ocean, man, but I mean, if you want me to keep it real, I'm a J set guy, bro. I grew up I grew up on the J sets. Those that's my dance team, man. I like the Dogs, but you know, Jay Sets used to just hit different, especially back in the day. If you know what I'm saying, they used to hit different.
I ain't gonna get into too much because we ain't gonna have nothing for next week. They trying to get us to do the show now.
Yeah, man. We gotta table this one for next week. So we'll have a band episode next week, man. So y'all tune in for that. I'm about to go ahead and get on up out of here. You know, our usual thing. You know, we do the show. I don't know if DJ had any dinner tonight yet, but typically we don't eat for showtime. So, you know, by 7 o'clock, you know, stomach start to be rumbling. Man, come on. Don't I'm trying to get out of here, man. Don't get me started on them Golden Girls either, man. So let's let me stop right there. I'm just gonna put a pin in that.
Right there, because we got the real Golden Girls in Pine Bluff.
Yeah. Oh, see, now we got we got let me stop, man. We're gonna revisit this next week, y'all. So y'all make sure to tune in. Game 6. Let's see what happens. We all pretty much think Boston tonight. So let's see what happens with that. And you know, we up out of here, man. So as usual, we'll catch y'all next week.
All right.
All right.